Hi students, Mrs. Gonzalez here. Wanted to give you a walkthrough for English 12B, Credit 5 for The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind packets. So this is the second half of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. This is also the continuation of a two-part performance task. So in Credit 4, you should have written two pieces, the 400 to 500 word portion about your issue or your topic or problem that you chose, and also the 100 to 150 word section about who you are and why this issue or problem is such a big deal to you. So you hopefully have turned those into me already and you have already received some feedback on them. If not, make sure you get that feedback from me before you turn in credit 5 because you'll need it to make corrections and review the feedback to make sure that those first two pieces are polished so you can create your website. So before jumping into the website, I want to talk about what you're going to write that's going to be in addition to what you've already written in credit 4. So credit 5, you're going to write some more things. I want you to take everything you've written so far, read back over it, and then write me a 1 to 2 sentence solution that you propose. So, whatever that problem was, what is a solution that you can possibly think of for that problem or issue? So, I talked about in my last one world hunger, and I targeted Africa. I talked about the research that I would have to do to figure out why hunger is an issue there. Is it because of water? Is it because of access? Now, after I've gathered all of that, I should have something formulating in my brain that is both creative and innovative as a way to propose a solution to fix that problem for them in Africa. So, in 1 to 2 sentences, I would kind of give an example of how I could possibly propose a solution for that. Then, the next thing you're going to do is write 400 to 500 words presenting an argument why your school should support the solution that you've come up with. Make sure you have evidence. Make sure that you are supporting with claims and counterclaims. Make sure you're being logical. Use your facts from the websites and research that you've done. You can quote statistics, whatever you can find to push your school, your principal, your administration, your teachers, everybody, students as well, and the community around the school to support that solution. So you'll want to make a good argument for that by providing all of that evidence and making sure that your claims are solid. Then, after you have all of that together, you're going to create an example crowdfunding website using Google Sites. So you're going to take all of the stuff you wrote for credit 4 and all the stuff that you wrote for credit 5, and you're going to put it all onto this Google site and make it beautiful. Don't worry, there's a walkthrough for it, okay? So proposing your solution, explanation. Problem or issue identified in credit 4 was what? So just recap here. What was that problem or issue that you identified? Okay, this is just a quick creating solutions graphic for you. So exercise 1, okay, trigger words. You can use these to help you find a solution if you don't already have one in mind. Use this to brainstorm. Then you're going to go on and figure out if there's ways that you can come up with a creative or innovative way to solve things. So, for example, going back to my explanation of world hunger, I chose Africa. What if I found out that it was actually the lack of access to clean water? What are some really cool ways that we could get clean water to these villages? Are there natural wells that we could use? Is there a way that we could harness the rainfall? Are there innovative ways to clean the water that's already there to make sure that it's usable for food and for drinking? Those are all things that you're probably going to need to do a little bit of research on. Use the space below to take notes on that, okay? And if you don't have a solution yet, come up with some options here and then circle the best one. Remember, these pages are for brainstorming, so please use them. Okay. Walks you through how to do a SMART goal, and then it jumps into the step-by-step on how to actually write your solution and the why this will work section. So in your solution, your 1 to 2 sentences, describe your solution, explain how it will help, and they give you an example here. Okay, so 1 to 2 sentences, that's not too much. If you need a little bit more, feel free, but don't go too far over a couple sentences. Step 2, why this will work. That's that argumentative part of why your solution would work, how you're going to convince your audience to actually move forward with that solution. Okay, it gives you some examples here. And there's another example that's provided below as well. So once you have both of those sections written, you can check out these graphic organizers too. They will help. So what is your solution? What's 3 reasons that it's going to work? What are the details or evidence to support why it's going to work? Who might argue with you and what would they say? And then what would you say back to them in response? So that's claim and counterclaim, making sure that you can see both sides or all sides of the argument and have an answer for someone that might come up to you and say, it's not going to work because of this. Well, guess what? I already thought of that, and this is why it's going to work despite that. There's also an example of how you can fill that out to help you better write your portions. And then here's some nitty gritty on how to make sure that that is written correctly. And then lesson 5, so that was lesson 4. Lesson 5 is really about getting that crowdfunding website going, okay? So this will walk you through exactly how to create a Google site inside of Google Drive. Now keep in mind, inside of Google Classroom, there's that button on your assignments tab that says create. You can do it from there as well. If that's too difficult, you can create your Google site and then go back and hit the create button and add the link for your Google site. Just make sure that it's published. So walk through this on creating your crowdfunding website. You'll go to your Google Drive, you'll press new, and then you'll go to Google Sites. And this is the best way to get to it, okay? You can also do the little button on the top right of your screen when you're in Google Drive or any of your Googles. It looks like a little waffle. You can go to that too and then click on Google Sites from there as well. After you've done that, it's going to pop up this brand new site, right? You'll see this and it's completely editable, which means if you click up here, you can change the title of your slide. Okay, just walk through these. It is a 100% fail-safe walkthrough on how to create that. Shows you how to do headers. So for your overviews, you can put in headers for your solution. Okay, once everything is done, make sure you go back through and check your grammar and spelling. Please, please, please play around with the appearance of your website. Check out the themes, check out the different colors, add photos and videos because you're going to publish this. So step 10 is publish. Then I want you to write down your web address, which it's at the top of your screen in that little bitty bar. And I want you to write it down because there's a possibility that it might get lost in the shuffle somewhere, and it's always good to have the web address. After you've done that and you've published it and you have it written down, you're good. Attach it in your Google Classroom as a link, or you can create from there and it's automatically linked, and then go through, do your credit closer, and then you're done. Turn everything into me, and I will go ahead and use this beautiful rubric to grade all of your stuff, and you are done officially with English 12.